Sometimes we just believe things that absolutely positively are not true. And one of the things that I have believed over the years, one of the biggest mistakes that I have ever made is I believed this strange notion that if you are nice to somebody, they will reciprocate. I'm going to be nice to you, you be nice to me. So what we're doing is we are breaking down the barrier. Somebody phrased it like this. They said that honey attracts more something than vinegar. Yeah, it's true, but honey attracts more narcissists than vinegar. In fact, vinegar doesn't attract narcissists at all. So if you are being nice to a narcissist, and I hope you're a nice person. Yeah, I hope you are an empath. But there are some people, narcissists in particular, covert narcissists, being nice to them is counterproductive. It just makes them worse, not only for you, but for everybody. Because what you are doing by being nice to these people is you are encouraging them and you are enabling them. You are telling to them, hey, what you're doing is working. You're being nice to people. Or people are being nice to you, rather. And these are people that you can screw over. You can rip them off. You can take advantage of them. You can defraud them. So the narcissist is thinking, man, this is cool. Yeah, I recall one time, a long time ago, I was on a trip somewhere. And when I see people, I typically, if I make eye contact, I'll say hi to them, or I'll say, what's up, or something like that. How you doing? Walking into a, a rest stop on the interstate, and caught some guy's eye. He was walking out. I was walking in. I said, how you doing? And the guy turned around, and I just kept on walking because I knew what he was going to do. Kind of a scruffy looking guy, probably going to hit me up for a few bucks, right? So that's kind of like a narcissist. When you're nice to them, they see that as a soft spot. They say, okay, this is a vulnerable, gullible guy. Let's take advantage of him. Don't be nice to a narcissist. Now, I'm not saying be mean to him or hateful, but best thing to do is be nothing. I mean, just get out of their sphere of influence totally. So, I know that nice doesn't work because I've been there. I've done that. Pushing 70 years old. I've gone through this with, I don't know how many narcissists or people with narcissistic tendencies or people who are controllers. And this common denominator seems to apply to all of these people. That being nice, making nice doesn't work. And when they come back, they want to play nice after they screwed you over and left you bloodied and wounded. Why? Well, because they want more. And they can't do that until, you let bygones be bygones. You're not going to hold any grudges against this person. Yeah, there are some people that it's not, I guess you could call it holding grudges. I just know the guy's a jerk, or the woman, whoever it happens to be. And jerk is a polite term. You understand that. All right. So how do you hurt a narcissist? Now, I got to say that I'm really not out to hurt a narcissist, but think of it in these terms. I want to kind of electrify myself. So if a bad guy touches me, he gets a shock. That's it. That's the kind of hurt. I don't want to be, what do you call it? I don't want retribution. I don't want payback. I don't want to hurt these people in the sense that, I've been offended and now you're going to pay for it. Not that kind of hurt. But I want the kind of hurt where they say, okay, this is the guy that you leave alone. That dog bites, so don't go near him. I want to be the electrified fence. I got that boundary, and if you touch it, you're going to get zapped. So, yeah, don't touch it. That's the message that I want to get to the narcissist. It's not me doing something to you. It's you doing it to yourself when you come after me. All right, number one is this. What do you do to a narcissist that really, really, really hurts them? Well, number one is, this is my experience, is you let them know that you know. Once you do know. Now, again, drawing on experience. Life's laboratory. Been doing this for many, many years. Been getting hurt many, many years. The big mistake I made, among 1,000 others, is when I first realized this person was screwing me over, I didn't confront him. I said, okay, let's just play this out. I'm going to kind of be savvy and kind of play along with this, and I'm going to manage it really. Now, what you do is say, look, you're screwing me over, you're a bad guy, and I want you to know that I know. Now, I may not say it in those words, but I'm going to let this person understand in no subtle terms. I mean, I'm not going to post something on the Facebook that will kind of send a hint, a message. No hinting here. You got to say, look, you're a bad guy. And maybe in those terms, you may say you're a narcissist. You scam people. You are a grifter. You are fraudulent. You've got a long history of screwing people over, and I know it. That shocks these people. I mean, they get a little, they touch the electric fence and they get that jolt. They get that shock. And they realize, okay, I can't go any farther with this guy. Now, what that will likely do is it'll trigger a smear campaign, but that's going to come anyhow. You're not going to avoid that. Number two, this is very similar, but number two, how do you hurt a narcissist forever? Zero compromise. Because with a narcissist, there is no level playing field. So you're working with a narcissist, say in a business or maybe a relationship or whatever. Okay, the narcissist is overbearing, they're controlling, they're dominating, they're abusive. And you're saying, all right, we're going to make this even, Steven. They can abuse me and I will be abusive right back. I mean, they're going to be controlling, so I'm going to be controlling. We're going to go 50-50 on this deal. There is no 50-50. All the narcissist is going to do is step up their action. So they're going to tit for tat, and I don't know how to say this, but they're going to hurt you worse than you hurt them in their mind. So, the struggle is on, the fight is on. They see it as a tug of war, and they're going to outpull you. So there is no level playing field. To them, it's not a game. To them, it's full-out warfare. Once they've got you in, they want supply out of you. They don't want to play nice. They don't want to. They never have. They're not in it for the game. They're in it for supply. Supply being whatever boosts their ego. They're in it for the ego boost. That's it. So they're not in the game for the fun of it. They're in the game for the fight of it. It's just that simple. So don't compromise with these people. Don't think, okay, we're going to give and take here and all will be fun. We're going to play nice. No, you're just going to get some problems. Okay. Number three is expose them so that you can deprive them of future supply. Now, they like to future fake, right? They want you to think, narcissists like to future fake, like you to think that something good's coming on down the line. What you need to know to the narcissist is there's something bad coming down the line in the future, and I ain't faking. I am going to expose you to everybody, what you're doing. Now, you say, again, that's going to spark a smear campaign. It's going to come anyhow. So you're not going to avoid a smear campaign. What you're going to do is get the jump on the guy. Now, just let him or her know that which we said at number one, what they're up to. And when the opportunity presents itself, other people are going to find out. Now, my preferred strategy is to get as far away from the narcissist as I possibly can. But if I see somebody who is in danger of being abused by the narcissist, I want to take that supply away from him. And he is going to understand, I just got a jolt. I just took shock and jolt and put them together, so it came out jolt. But I just got a jolt of electricity. I just got shocked. This guy is going to expose me. Now what am I going to do? The reason they do the smear campaign to begin with is because they anticipate that you're going to do that. No more anticipation. Guess what? I beat you to the punch. Sometimes, this was one of my big mistakes in dealing with a narcissist is I knew the guy was talking behind my back and slandering and smearing. I didn't know how severe it would become. Well, guess what? Now I know. And I'm not falling for it again. Now, that's why I'm doing these videos, so that you will know what I know, what I've learned in my life's laboratory, and I just showed you. No compromise whatsoever, and when opportunity presents itself, my recommendation, and you got to be honest, got to be careful, you don't want to lie about these people, because, well, then you become like the narcissist, but just let other people know what's going on, let people know what's happening. Number 4 is you just got to say no a lot. Now, I had this guy who was a narcissist, and he was always trying to scam me out of money, whatever, and he would begin his conversation with, I got a business idea. What that meant was, I didn't know this at the beginning, but ultimately, when he said, I got a business idea or business proposition for you. What he meant was, I want to scam money out of you. And I just learned after a while that I'm kind of a slow learner. Sorry to say to myself, I'm a little dim-witted when it comes to this stuff, but I caught on. It took me a while. I guess that's why they call you slow, because, you're slow getting there, but I'm there. And they say, hey, I got this great, got a business idea, got a business proposition for you. And the answer is no. Or just ignore them, but they don't like that. They don't like anyone to say no to them ever, especially when they got this brilliant idea, which is going to wind up costing you money or transferring money from their account to your pocket, from your account to their pocket, rather. And I say that because a lot of these guys don't have accounts. All they get are pockets because they've been scamming people so long. In some cases, they've been sued, they've been prosecuted, and some of them lost their bank accounts. So cash goes in their pocket. Number 5, this is my all-time favorite. This kind of just erases everything else. And we got, 4 more to go after this one, but this probably should have been last. And that is the thing that really, really, really hurts the narcissist is ignore them. Gray rock, dead horse, ignore them. Period. Just don't talk to them. Like, ghost them. Like, they never existed. And if you see them, they're invisible. Sometimes you don't want to run into the guy, physically. But as far as you're concerned, they're invisible. They never did exist. They don't like that. That is a big shock to them. And a lot of times they will do that to you first because they anticipate it. Depends how old they are, how experienced they are. But if a narcissist has been doing this for like decades, they get all this stuff down pat. They pre-anticipate. I don't know if you can pre-anticipate, but they anticipate what you're going to do because they've done it before to other people lots of times. So they just know what you're going to do. They know that you're going to tell other people. They know that you are going to ignore them. So they tell other people to ignore you. And as we say in other videos, the reason for getting other people to ignore you is so that you won't tell them, expose them. And so that other people won't tell you. The flying monkey thing, the narcissist wants that to only work one way. They don't want you sending flying monkeys to him. And for what it's worth, I don't want to send flying monkeys anyhow. I just want to get away. Number 6 is this, hold them accountable. I had a friend, put that in quotes, by the way, a Christian friend, you can put that in quotes too. Neither one of them, in my opinion, was true, but had a business deal, and here's the deal. We'll share commission 50-50. I get half of it, you get half of it. But I just trusted the guy. He was my good, beloved, dear friend, had my back. I had his back, 2 peas in a pod. But I never asked to look at his paycheck. I never asked to look at the books. I never even talked to the supervisor. I just took his word for it. I should have held him accountable. And one time I was talking to the supervisor about that, and his eyes got real big and said, you got to be joking, or something to that effect. Because, that clued me in immediately that he's taking more than 50%, and I was getting less than 50%. Number 7 is you just got to disagree with these people when it's appropriate. And I say that because you don't want to disagree with them in the sense that you're going to lie to these people. You don't want to disagree with them in the sense that they are right and you are wrong, but you go ahead and disagree with them anyhow. Make sure that you're right when you do this. But if they are wrong and you are right, go ahead, disagree with them. Why? Ouch. That's another jolt, another shock, another jolt, or whatever we called it. Or jock, whatever. But it hurts. They do not like you to disagree with them because they are in control. They're know-it-alls. What do you call people like that? Call them narcissists. Number 8 is enforce boundaries. And when we talk about boundaries, we include things like time. You cannot call me. This is what you're saying to the narcissist any time of day. Just can't do it. In fact, you may want to give them, look, you can call me this number during this time. I was so gullible. I was so stupid that I not only did not have boundaries, I tore them down. It was like I had a open gate, big signs that say, here, come in to Ken and, rip the guy off. It was really that bad. I mean, how bad was it? How bad was it? Well, let me tell you how bad it was, since you asked. I let the narcissist live in my office for 3 years. I mean, talk about no boundaries. The guy was living with me. We were living in my office anyhow. So I come to work, man, there he is. Late at night, he'd go to sleep on the floor. He had a sleeping bag, and there was no shower in the building. He'd go wash up in the sink in the restroom. 3 years. Talk about no boundaries. I mean, I'm thinking back, how could I be so gullible? I thought we were friends. The smear, or not the smear campaign, but the love bombing thing, the grooming. Yeah, I was all in. Yeah, I learned my lesson, and now I'm sharing with you the lessons that I've learned, and hopefully you won't get caught in the same traps, or at least not to the extent that I did. So, number 8 is enforce your boundaries. That includes time, and it includes physical, literal space. Don't let a narcissist live in your office or in your house. Number 9 is sometimes you got to just give them options so that they have to make hard choices that they don't want. And I learned this from my sister. She was a teacher, passed away a few years ago, but she was a teacher, elementary school teacher, and she learned how to get kids to make decisions. She would give them 2 choices. Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And the kid would make a choice, one or the other. So they didn't say, what do you want to do? And they don't know. And she would do that not just to the kids, but she'd do it to me too. What kind of pizza do you want? She wouldn't ask that question. She would say, do you want pepperoni or do you want sausage? Either or questions. And guess what? That actually works because it's easy to do. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, make them make decisions. And the reason that is so shocking to them, so jolting to them, so jocking or jolting, is because you're not supposed to tell them to make decisions. They're supposed to tell you, so they don't want that. So that's one way of taking control. Give them an either or option, and guess what? You, my friend, are in control, and the narcissist is not, and the narcissist does not like that because the narcissist wants to be in control all the time, talking about being in control. It's time for you to take control. There are 2 options on the screen. A and B, 2 rectangles. If you want to keep on talking, let's do it. Let's keep hanging out. Just click one of those 2 rectangles. If not, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you all next time.